There was once a young man named Amir who lived in a quiet village surrounded by endless green fields and dusty roads. Every morning the village woke before sunrise. Roosters crowed. Farmers carried tools on their shoulders. Women filled buckets from the well. Children helped their parents prepare for the day. But Amir was different. While the entire village worked, Amir slept. He was not poor because of bad luck. He was not weak or sick. In fact, Amir was one of the strongest young men in the village. He had a sharp mind and a big imagination. He talked constantly about success. One day, he would say proudly, "I will own the biggest farm in this village. My crops will stretch farther than anyone else's. People will know my name everywhere." His friends listened with excitement. Some believed him because Amir spoke with confidence. He sounded like a man destined for greatness. But there was one problem. Amir loved dreams more than work. Every morning he promised himself he would start changing his life. Yet every morning became another excuse. "I'll begin tomorrow," he would whisper. Tomorrow became next week. Next week became next month. And slowly, without realizing it, Amir's life began slipping away. His small piece of farmland sat empty while nearby farms flourished with golden wheat and fresh vegetables. The soil on Amir's land was rich and fertile, but it remained untouched. Weeds spread across it day after day. Still, Amir kept dreaming. At night, he imagined himself rich and respected. He imagined people praising him. He imagined living in a large house while servants carried baskets of fruit from his fields. But every dream ended the same way. Morning came, and Amir stayed in bed. One evening, an old traveler arrived in the village. He was a tall man with gray hair, tired eyes, and a wooden walking stick. Some villagers said he had traveled across deserts and mountains. Others believed he had once been wealthy but lost everything. The traveler asked for a place to rest, and Amir invited him into his small home. That night, while eating simple bread and soup, the old man asked Amir, "What do you want most in life?" Amir smiled confidently. "I want success. I want wealth. I want people to remember my name." The traveler nodded slowly. "And what are you doing to achieve those dreams?" Amir hesitated. "I'm preparing," he answered awkwardly. The old man looked around the dusty house, then toward the empty field outside. "Preparing?" he repeated quietly. Amir felt embarrassed, so he quickly changed the subject. But the old traveler understood everything. The next morning before sunrise, the old man woke Amir up. "Come with me," he said. Half asleep, Amir followed him beyond the village toward a forest near the hills. After walking for nearly an hour, they reached an abandoned garden surrounded by broken stone walls. The garden looked strange. One side was full of beautiful trees, heavy with fruit. Birds sang among the branches. Flowers covered the ground. But the other side was dead. Dry weeds twisted across the soil like snakes. The trees were black and rotten. Amir stared in confusion. "What happened here?" he asked. The old man pointed toward the healthy side. This side belonged to a hard-working man. He cared for the garden every single day, even when he was tired, even when nobody watched. Then he pointed toward the dead side, and this side belonged to a dreamer who always said, "Tomorrow." The wind blew softly through the ruined garden. The old man bent down and picked up 2 seeds from the ground. "These seeds represent every human life," he said. He placed one seed in Amir's left hand. "This is the seed of ambition." Then he placed another dark seed in Amir's right hand. "And this is the seed of laziness." Amir looked closely at them. "They look almost the same," he said. The traveler smiled sadly. "That is why so many people destroy their future without noticing." He continued walking through the garden as he spoke. "The seed of ambition is weak at first. It needs discipline, patience, sacrifice, and daily effort. Many people plant it, but few continue watering it." He then kicked aside a pile of weeds. "But laziness," he whispered, "requires nothing. It grows by itself. It spreads quietly, and by the time people notice it, their dreams are already dead." Those words stayed in Amir's mind long after they returned home. For the first time in his life, Amir felt fear. Not fear of failure, fear of wasting his entire life. That night he could not sleep. He looked around his tiny room. He imagined himself growing old in the same place, still talking about dreams he never chased. He imagined younger boys becoming more successful than him while he remained stuck. The thought terrified him. Before sunrise the next morning, Amir did something he had never done before. He woke up early. The village was still dark. Cold air filled the streets. For a moment his body begged him to return to bed. But then he remembered the dead garden. Slowly he walked to his field. The weeds were thick and ugly. Pulling them out was harder than he expected. His hands became dirty. His back hurt. Sweat covered his face. After only 1 hour he wanted to quit. "No one changes in one day," a voice inside him whispered. "Rest today. Start tomorrow." But another voice answered, "That is the lie that ruined your life." So Amir kept working. Day after day, he returned to the field before sunrise. At first, the villagers laughed. "Look at Amir pretending to be hardworking now," they joked. Some people believed he would quit within a week. And honestly, there were many moments when Amir nearly gave up. Some mornings he felt exhausted. Some afternoons, the heat burned his skin. Some nights, he collapsed into bed with aching muscles. But slowly, something began changing. Not just his field, his mind. The more he worked, the stronger he became. He started feeling proud after finishing tasks instead of guilty for avoiding them. Weeks passed, the weeds disappeared, fresh crops began growing, and for the first time in years, Amir felt hope that was real, not imaginary. Months later, the village faced a terrible storm season. Heavy rains destroyed many farms. Some people lost nearly everything because they had been careless and unprepared. But Amir survived, because discipline had changed him. While others wasted time, Amir had learned to work consistently. He had repaired his land, strengthened the soil, and prepared for hard times. The villagers who once mocked him now respected him. Years passed. Amir eventually became one of the most successful farmers in the region. Traders visited his farm. Young men asked him for advice. One day a boy approached him and asked, "What is the secret of success?" Amir smiled gently. Then he took 2 small seeds from his pocket. "One seed is ambition," he said, "and the other is laziness." The boy listened carefully. Amir looked across his enormous golden fields before continuing. "Every morning when you wake up, life asks you one question. Which seed will you water today?" The boy stayed silent, and as the wind moved through the golden crops, Amir realized something important. Success had never been about talent. It had never been about luck. It had never been about dreaming. It had always been about daily choices. Small choices, invisible choices. The choice to wake up early. The choice to keep going when tired. The choice to work while others waste time. The choice to act today instead of waiting for tomorrow. Because dreams are like seeds, and seeds only grow when someone is willing to care for them every single day.